Good morning, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors performing a video inspection of 22307 Covello Street in Canoga Park. Right now we're looking at the city sewer. This is located about center of the street in front of the house. We're going to pull back a little bit and we'll see this is the very first section of pipe that is the responsibility of this property for repair or maintenance. Right now there's no damage to this section. This is a clay pipe material. It is actually considered a pretty good material for sewer lines because it doesn't by itself fail. It needs an exterior influence actually to cause failure. The pipe does not corrode or degenerate through time. The only things that will cause clay pipe to crack or break are exterior things to the pipe, such as larger earthquakes can cause cracks in the pipe but don't necessarily do. Also, you can get a crack in a pipe caused by roots intruding into the system and not being maintained on about a yearly basis. Right now there aren't really very many roots in this system. All this pipe so far is under city property, but it is still the responsibility of this property owner for maintenance or repair. And this section under city property is looking exceptional. It looks like as if it were installed last year. Some roots coming in here. Well, let's see, they seem to maybe have been cut out of the line already. It is possible this line has had a root cleaning at some point in the not too distant past. Let's see here what we have. Looks like these roots are coming in through the joint. There is a little bit of cracking occurring right there in this section of pipe. This is contained within a joint. Typically, small minor cracking contained within a joint of the pipe is not a major issue for a sewer line. The benefits of replacing it don't warrant the cost of replacing it. It's not allowing for an excessive amount of sewer to get out of the system. It's not really allowing anything extra other than the slight amount of moisture that's going to come out of a clay system, in any case through the joints of the system. This is something I would maybe have a look at in another few years' time to make sure that there's no continuation of the stressing of this point. I would also go ahead and go on to a maintenance schedule. It doesn't need a cleaning right now, but perhaps in a year's time start cleaning the line, and then every year clean this line out so that these roots don't grow thicker, because with this crack the way it is, it's not a problem. But if roots continue to grow into the system, they get thicker, they're going to displace this pipe, and then this pipe will need to be replaced at this point. This is going to be on property. It's going to be about center of the front yard, right near the sidewalk. It's going to be somewhere around 4 feet deep. I'm not recommending a replacement on this right now, otherwise I would do an exact location on it, but right now it's actually not in a condition that would need replacement. This is the test tee. This is right at the property line. This is where the inspector looks before he allows the connection to the city sewer. Pipe actually looks to be newer, perhaps maybe it's 40 years old, something like that. Like I said, clay pipe does not corrode or rust, so it can last for a very, very long time. As long as roots are maintained by cleaning them out of the line every year, a clay pipe will not fail, except for larger earthquakes could break it. There's a few other circumstances which don't really apply to this property that could break clay pipes. Obviously someone hitting it with a hammer. I don't know if you can see, in the top of the screen, it looks like the pipe sort of falls away up towards the top. This is an access point which has been installed. It's actually in an ideal location for cleaning. It has been buried in the past. I went ahead and I marked where it is. It's 2 feet deep. It's in the front planter area. Put a little green spot. I moved away the red, I think cedar chips away from it and just marked the ground itself with a green spot of paint. I would recommend that this be re-exposed. Sometimes these are extended and they'll only be a few inches underneath the dirt, in which case it's very easy to re-expose it. Other times you do have to dig down to the pipe and extend the pipe up. And you want that pipe extended just a couple inches above the ground level so that it can be cleaned. It's locatable time without having to have access to the backyard or anything. It's a little bit of a, let's see what exactly is this here. This is the connection between the clay pipe. Trying to get a good look at this. It's actually difficult to see. Okay, so what's happening with this connection between the two pipes is that they're a little bit offset from each other. This is the cast iron pipe coming out and around the clay pipe to envelop it. They should be a little bit tighter to each other. Right now you can see water is flowing over them without any difficulty. This is not really an issue for the line. I don't recommend a repair at that point. This is a cast iron pipe. It looks newer. Could be as young as 30 years, looks like. Perhaps this house was built in the 70s, I would guess, or this line was put in at that time. Cast iron pipe typically lasts 80 years, 60 to 80 years. This line could easily have another 50 years of use to it. I can't give any guarantees exactly on cast iron because depending on the pipe manufacturer, they do rust differently. They don't all have the same lifespan. But I can tell you for certain that that pipe is nowhere near rusted enough to be indicating a failure is imminent. For this inspection we got in through this roof access point. The line actually runs underneath the house, exits towards the front of the house, near where that ladder is, and then jogs over towards the middle of the property and then shoots out right through the middle of the property, right at the sidewalk, straight out to the street, to connect in the center of the street in front of the house to the city sewer. The only recommendation I have for this line at this time is that that access be re-exposed. After that, the cleaning should occur in about a year's time, and then every year after that, the line should be cleaned if you want to avoid ever having to replace that, that cracked piece of pipe towards the sidewalk. If you should have to replace that cracked piece of pipe near the sidewalk, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be very close to the property line. If not on the property, it'll be within a couple of feet of the property. It's not that terribly deep. It's not a big issue in either case. But I would recommend that it be looked at, exchanged, or moved, or has gotten worse at that time. And other than that, there's really nothing to be worrying about on this line. Again, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors. Thank you very much, and have a great day.